Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a knockout effect for print and cut. And this is done within Design Space instead of using a third-party application such as Inkscape, because not everyone is going to learn another software just to create certain effects, because it takes a lot more effort. Okay, the version of Design Space that I'm using is 5.5.33. That's the most current version right now. So let's begin. I'm gonna add a text. Okay, this is the text that I want, and I'm gonna adjust the letter a bit. I'm gonna center the text and make it look better. I think I can reduce that a bit more. Okay, so I'm satisfied with my text, and this is what I'll be doing print and cut. So the first step is to weld the text. This will flatten everything together, not the same as this one. This will combine everything together, and it won't be treated as a text anymore. It's basically an image right now, equivalent to being an image. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this as my backup copy down here. I'll make more space on this side, so I'll be working on the upper left corner. I'm gonna right click, duplicate. Okay, so now I want to place this at the position where I can keep track of. So I'm gonna put it at 1 and 1. Okay, remember this. This is my initial starting point. Okay, next I'll duplicate again. I'm gonna do 1.02. So basically I'm making a copy and I moved it slightly down in a Y direction. Okay, right click, duplicate. Again, this one I'll do 1.04. So you should realize by now that what I'm doing is that I just keep on increasing the each copy at the 0.2 inches downward. Okay, duplicate. 1.06. Duplicate. 1.08. Duplicate. 1.1. So right now, if you just want a slight knockout effect, and the spacing would be just 0.05 inches, and I want it much more than double that, so I'll continue, duplicate, 1.12. Continue there, 1.14. Duplicate, 1.16. 1.18. 1.2. Oops, wrong one. I'll go 1.2. Okay, that is the height that I'm satisfied with. So I'm gonna select all. I'm gonna hit weld. Okay, again, this time I'm gonna go in a horizontal direction. So right here, position, my first copy is again at 1, 1. I'll make a copy. And since I'm done with the Y direction, now I'm gonna make the changes to the X direction. Okay, 1.02, 1. Just like earlier, you're gonna increase the position by 0.02 at a time. So 1.04, 1, 1.06, 1, 1.08, 1, 1.1, we halfway, 0.12, 1, 1.14, 1.16. I forgot to move this. Duplicate. 1.18, 1. Okay, 1.2, that's the last one. Again, I'm gonna select all. When you select it, you don't actually need to select the whole thing. You only need to touch it to select it. Okay, and again, I'm gonna weld it. Okay, at this point, when you do print and cut, it will cut all of that and including all the holes. And since I don't want all those spots, I'm gonna go and select it, hit Control, and I'm gonna click this to turn it off. Click it to turn it off. Turn it off. And turn that off. Okay, so now there are no more holes inside the cut. Okay, so when you do a print and cut at this point, you're still gonna have this big gap right here. Okay, and I don't like that. So again, I'm gonna continue. Duplicate. One, 1.02. Again, I'm incrementing by 0.2. So it depends on how smooth the corners that you want. You can increase. I accidentally moved that. Undo. Okay, so it's almost touching. I'm gonna go continue and increase the knockout effect, the line, the thickness. So 1.02, actually 1.12. It's 1.14. It looks like it's touching now. Let's zoom in. So just to be sure, I'm gonna make another copy. One 1.16. Okay, this time I add another 1.6 no, that's 0.16 inches. So that's a total of 0.36 inches more than the original. So I'm going to weld it. So at this point, you may want to increase the X direction to make it equal, but you don't need to. I'm going to change it to white. So when you send it to your printer, it doesn't print the inside. I'm going to go zoom back out. And I'm going to move this. Let's move it forward. So it would look something like that. Remember that we increase the position of the knockout to 1.2 for this. So this one I'm gonna put at 1.1. That will be in the middle. And that's 0.36. Half of that is 1.8. 1.18, that will be halfway. Okay, so now when you print it out, I'm gonna go back here. After increasing the height vertically of the knockout effect, let's create more holes here. So I'm gonna go back in there and do contour. I'm gonna turn that off. Turn that off. Turn this on off. Okay. Okay, now it looks better. And it will keep everything in one piece together. Now you're gonna have to select both, and before that I'm going to go print and select this. I'm gonna add a pattern just to make it look better, look pretty. I'm gonna print this one. Okay, I want to make a copy of that. So this is my knockout effect. Select both of that, flatten. Okay, now it becomes a print and cut. Okay, now let's go back to this one for a moment. Normally, you would do the print and cut this way. Duplicate. And you want to go back to print and white. And then actually it should be no view. Go cut. And then you go contour. because you don't want these to be cut. As you can see, it's getting slower as I have more stuff on the screen. Maybe just be patient. I'm gonna move this aside first. This will be my background. So I'm just showing you the difference between the regular way and the knockout effect. I'm gonna bring that forward. Okay, so I sent the white layer back, and I'm gonna select a different design so that we can tell the difference when we do the print and cut easier. Okay, now I'm gonna select both layers. I lined it up both at 1:1, so the pattern, the blue pattern, is actually overlapping the white pattern in the back. So right now I'm gonna flatten. Remember, I did the contour for the white so that it doesn't cut out the inside. Okay, now I'm gonna line them up. I'm gonna line this up. And then I'll select both. I'll do attach so that I can print both of them at the same time. Look over here. Now they stick together. Okay, so we're ready for print and cut. Okay, this is what I'll be printing and cutting. Oh wow, I have to use a font that costs $2. Okay, so I just realized that I might have used a print pattern that costs money and not the font itself. So I'm going to detach to fix the problem. So either this blue and red pattern cost money, or both of them. So I'm gonna unflatten. Okay, now I'm gonna select the blue layer. Go here. I think some pattern was free and I might have picked either one or both of them that cost money. So I'm gonna go and just select black. I'm gonna print black, so it's not gonna cost me any money. Again, I'm gonna flatten them again. Okay, now this one, unflatten. Then you can either select it from here or you select it from here. I prefer to select it on the left menu here, the layer menu. This way you don't accidentally select the wrong layer. You can either go no fill to switch it back to black quickly. It actually, and then once you flatten it, it will become print and cut again. But a proper way of doing it is actually to print and select your color. I'm going to choose red, and I'm going to select the layers, and then I'm going to flatten. Okay, so now we need to attach them again. Okay, that was a long detour. I did not expect the pattern to cost money like that. Now let's go make it. Hopefully the price $1.99 will be gone. Yep, it's not there. Okay, continue. Now it's loading my machine. And step 1, you want to go set the printer. I will be using light cardstock for this test, for this tutorial. Okay, so we are using a knockout effect for the second part here, for the second copy here, the red copy. And when you do a knockout effect like that, you will not want to bleed, because what it does is that it will print the red portion, it will be thicker than normal. Sorry. And since I'm printing color, I'm gonna use system dialog because my default is black and white. Okay, I'm ready. Hit print. Okay, it loads up my printer. Now I'm gonna go in preference. I'm gonna change it to color, and then hit OK, and then send it to the printer. Again, I'll be working with light cardstock, so I select that. Now I'm gonna go and grab my printout and continue to the next step. Okay, so this is the printout. That's the whole page. This is the default 8.5 by 11 paper, white light cardstock. When you print, when you do a print and cut, if your printer has a direct tray feeding where it goes from one end straight out the other end so that your paper does not bend, use that. But since I'm using the printer that doesn't have the option, so the paper get curved as it goes through the printer. So before I put it on a mat, I would try to uncurve it, like bend it on an opposite way, so that it does not get lifted from the mat while I was cutting. And notice how this is the one that have no knockout effect added. This one does, and it looks exactly the same, but when it cuts, it will cut differently. So let's go to the next screen. Okay, so my maker is ready, and I put the printout on the mat. Now I'm gonna feed it in. You don't need the scoring pen because we're not using this. We're only using the fine point blade. And this one curve up a little bit because when it's printing, it curves the paper. So just make sure that it doesn't get caught while it's feeding in. Okay, now it's good. Okay, done scanning, now it's cutting. So it's cutting the copy that has no knockout effect. The one printed black. Notice how the blade moves like your machine, as if the machine is broken. That's because of all the increment. So it caused the line to be zigzag. But it's fine. I have done this before I run the test to make sure it works. You may have run into this issue when you're trying to import a picture that was not clear, or the picture that produced too many fine cuts. So your machine may be running like that too, because all the lines are not straight and smooth. Okay, that's done. Now let's see. I'm gonna peel it out. Okay, now can you see the difference? Again, I always bend my mat when I'm working with light cardstock. This is the knockout effect, and this is the one that is not. So depending on the situation, you may want this. That's it. So this is using the same method of knockout effect but using an image instead of text to get similar result. So you can see there's one without the knockout effect and the other on the top have a slight knockout effect. It looks a lot more like a sticker. So depending on what you want, you may want to add knockout effect to make it look better.